Today we heard more from the Swiss security intelligence professional who has a heterodox perspective on the Russian war in Ukraine. It appears now that the war will be stoked continually as a way to beat Russia and destroy Putin, a brutal dictator with a powerful nuclear arsenal. Nuclear war seems horrific and something we wouldn't want to risk. But Putin has to pay. He's a lunatic, totally insane, who had no reason to invade Ukraine. The West was caught entirely off guard. It's hard to believe. The West can make deals with Saddam, Gaddafi, Bashar Hafez al-Assad, Noriega, Diem, drug lords, terrorist groups, etc. The West can prop up regimes in countries with sketchy human rights records. The West continuously provides aid and support for projects worldwide that improve the world and its partners' countries. All the West needs to fuel global progress is access to its partners' resources and markets. We know this as fair trade, but sometimes the West's allies and partners may not abide by the rules, and military force is required. Therefore, the United States and its allies must always have cutting-edge, planet-destroying, high-tech weapons. There is a reason the scariest mafia types are always Russian, and Russian prison tattoos are satanic. Under current conditions, Russians are evil. An observation made evident by their use of non-traditional Christian symbology. It is also understood via science that Chinese gangs have higher IQs than descendants of Western Europe and are therefore considered more devious and dangerous than traditional Italian or Latin gangs. The challenges these threats represent are significant. But we should not be discouraged. Europe, Japan, and the USA have central banks and modern monetary theory. The West can finance well-established corporations in the military-industrial complex, developing and building powerful game-changing weapons for conventional use. America is currently developing third-generation nuclear armaments and hypersonic missile delivery systems as a deterrent. With its intellectual capital in Silicon Valley, Boston, and Austin, America will continue to have a significant edge in cyber warfare. And the world knows that when it comes to social media, public relations, advertising, meme-making, trend-setting, propaganda, and culture, nothing can inhibit American influence. Arming Ukrainian civilians will allow the war to grind down the Russian army until Russia has to surrender. Praise be to the extraordinary heroism of the Ukrainian people. Beginning now, the Russian people must submit. The Russian brand must be erased. All companies must cease doing business with Russia. Russia must buy only Chinese knockoffs from now on. Let Russia sell its globe-frying fuels to China, so the next U.S. Trumpian Republican president can blame China for climate change. Let China buy Russian minerals to manufacture stuff for its Belt and Road debacle. The West is more than capable of building robots to manufacture everything you can get now on Alibaba. Hashtag don't drink vodka. Hashtag boycott Mikhail Baryshnikov films. Europe can build up its education system so that everyone is an engineer who can contribute to developing high-tech machines, AI, robotics, quantum computers, and virtual reality, reducing our consumption and resetting the global economy. Within every crisis, there are opportunities. The movers and shakers learned from the 2008 debt crisis, the C-19 pandemic, and the Ukrainian war, and they keep learning. Our leaders play in a multiverse and are always a quanta ahead of the game. Entrepreneurs, captains of tech, elite media people, venture capitalists, investment bankers, hedge fund managers and their teams, central bankers, the brilliant minds at think tanks, the security and military-industrial complex leadership have quarterly and even yearly plans that guarantee profits will increase, that markets are volatile and ecstatic, and that liquidity is maintained. These influential players can control more vital resources and do good with their financial gains. They have a better grasp of how things in the world work and are developing a fantastic plan for the future. We might have to sacrifice now, but our children will have their starships and explore the universe with glee. More than ever, we need faith in our glorious billionaires, philanthropists, and influencers who keep our governments from underperforming. Believe in the future. Europe talked about energy infrastructure for decades, but got lazy because Russia conned Europe into buying its energy at a fair price. Now we can implement the Marshall Plan for a European Green New Deal. Europe is finally fully motivated to upgrade its energy grids and networks, the software and the hardware. It can produce more energy from renewable resources. France and Germany can build more nuclear power stations on decommissioned clean coal sites and find ways to share their excess capacity across markets. Europe will unlock previously untapped entrepreneurship. European innovators, many of whom will eventually be Ukrainian women, will develop and manufacture new energy storage and carbon capture systems. We might also recognize the many quantum computer research projects in Western allied nations. Fusion power can't be far away once Europe has unleashed its scientific, engineering, and entrepreneurial potential. Can the Russians develop fusion power under our immense financial sanctions? When the war is over, there won't be a market for the petrostate. European business titans will work shoulder to shoulder at home or at office-sharing hubs in the multiverse using integrated services and smartphone/tablet apps. Workers will hardly require their electronic vehicles or the boring company's wormholes. Employees will have more fun working in the virtual world. People can fly in the metaverse without the need for bulky hardware. Every fantasy will become a reality. The future is bright. After the showdown, China and Russia will finally be fully integrated into the West. The world will be Americanized, and we can get busy building a Dyson sphere and exploiting the universe. Our species exists for good reasons. We are created in God's image. Enjoy our new world.